Hey guys. Now, you should all know that getting really fantastic photos for your online dating profiles, whether it's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Plenty of Fish, Match.com, whatever it is, having great photos is of paramount importance. Now, it's one thing to just go out there and get good photos, but did you know that if you can just master a little bit of basic photo editing on your phone, you could often increase the results, the objective attractiveness of your photos by a good 10 to 15%. That is a massive jump, especially because it's so hard to get into that top 20% of guys on Tinder who get the most results. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take a few of my own photos and I'm going to post them up on PhotoFeeler to get a rating out of 10. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit those photos myself. I'm going to show you how I edit them and how I do it. I'm going to do it on mobile phone. So you can copy me using absolutely free software and you can see what kind of results I'm getting. So stay tuned and see if there is scope for you to improve your photos and start getting better results today. All right, before I get stuck in, I just want to say that normally speaking, I do all of my own photo editing on Lightroom on the PC, which is paid software by Adobe. Now, I don't expect you all to go out and pay for photo editing software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do all your photo editing on a free app on your mobile phone. Now, fortunately, Adobe Lightroom makes a free app for your phone, and I'm going to show you how to do the editing on your phone because I want it to be as easy as possible for everyone watching to get engaged. So if you've got a Mac, if you've got a PC, but everyone's got a mobile phone, everyone's got access to that. Most of your photos are sitting on your phone already before you upload them to the online dating site. So let's have a little look and see what photos I'm going to use. So these are the three photos that I'm going to use. First of all, there's this one of myself with a background behind me. You can see it's not a terrible photo already. It doesn't look awful, but there's a lot of room for improvement. The second one I'm going to use is myself here on the bridge. Now, I've seen a lot of guys use photos a little bit like this. My problem with this photo is that I'm really dark. My face is dark, my body is dark. I don't really stand out. The background is much brighter than I am. I'm going to see how much we can fix this. And the third shot I'm going to use is a nice shot of me, but you can see it's hazy. I'm not sharp. Now, for those of you who are wondering, what I'm really looking for out of these photos, and any of my photos, is to make me pop, to make me jump out, right? Bright, contrasty photos stand out a lot more than really hazy, washed out photos, right? They don't stand out as well. So we want me and the photo itself to pop, to grab attention, just like any advertisement that you might see on the side of the road or on Facebook right now. Bright, contrasty colors grab attention. So we want to achieve the same basic idea for your online dating profiles to grab her attention and make her look more closely at you and be more attracted to you, hopefully. So let's see how this goes. So the app I'm using is Lightroom, and I'm using it on an Android phone, but you can use it on an iPhone as well. And it's free. You just sign up for a free account. So here are the three photos that I want to edit. So let's go in and have a little look-see now. Let's get started with this one here. Let's see, the one where I'm too dark in the background. Now, what I've done is this is the photo here. So what we're going to do is, if you see down the bottom of Lightroom, you'll see a bunch of options down here. Now, what you're going to use most of is light and color down here in the bottom right. So the first thing I always do is I deal with the light, because right now light is talking about the brightness of different areas of the photo. So I'm going to click on light. And the big problem that we've got right now is that background is absolutely blurring me out. Oh man, we need to fix that because I was just playing with it beforehand. So that background is really, really blowing out. I'm looking really dark in contrast. So we're going to take highlights and we're going to bring that down. I'm not making a whole bunch of difference, so we'll try whites as well. Okay, so that has darkened the background considerably. So I'll just show you what that looks like here. If I go back a little bit, oops. There you see, so that did darken that down a little bit. And again, when you're doing edits, you don't want to do anything too extreme if you can help it. So I've dimmed down that background, brought a little bit of detail out of those clouds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the shadow because I want to increase the brightness of Damien here in this photo. There we go, not too much. And then what I might do is I might increase the exposure a little bit of the whole image. Okay, you guys can see already how much better that's looking compared to the previous version. What else would I like to do to this image? Well, you know what is missing for me is color. Color is missing from this image. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on the color tab. Now, I'm going to try, there's two different ways of increasing color. One is vibrance and one is saturation. So what vibrance does is vibrance, it enhances the color of the areas that are already more colorful. So it's a slightly different way of doing it, and I urge you to try both. Vibrance tends to work quite well. On mobiles, it seems to be a little less extreme than on the PC. So let's raise that up. Okay, so yeah, I think that vibrance is looking good there. You can see how much more I'm popping now than I was before. Is there any other changes? Yeah, see those buildings are stealing attention from me. That green in the background of my shoulder. I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on Mix. What Mix allows me to do is change the settings of a specific color. So right now I'm going to take the greens of this image and I'm going to turn the saturation down. As I do that, you'll see that the building becomes less and less saturated over my shoulder. So now it pops out less, and that helps me jump out of the photo a little more. I'll click Done. Now, the last thing that I want to do here, I think, is I'm going to try adding a little bit of warmth. If you can see temperature here, this slider, what it does is it'll shift the hue of the image a little bit yellower or a little bit more blue, depending if I go left or right. Now, I'm going to try going a little bit right. Just add a little bit of warmth to this image. Oh, too much. It's always with images, it's about doing it in a subtle, yeah, that looks much nicer. Okay. Okay, so that's looking really good now with a little bit of warmth. Last thing that I think I want to do is, I don't know if you can see, but the background looks like it's on an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rotate this image a smidgen. Just a smidgen. There we go. So everything looks a little bit better lined up there. Oh, I can't click the tick because I've got the record. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that's how this image is going to be in its final version. The next photo I'm going to jump in and I'm going to edit will be this one here. Okay, so again, I'm not standing up from the background. It's a little hazed. How are we going to fix this up? Let's have a look. Well, the first thing I need to do is get rid of that haze a little bit. So let's jump in here to the light. And what I'm going to do here, I think, is I'm going to, well, of course, I'm just going to reduce those highlights behind me. That's not going to help a lot. I'm going to reduce the whites. It's going to help a little bit. But what's really going to help with the haze here, you can do one of two things. You can hit the blacks, which will lower the blacks. Or alternatively, what you can try doing is increasing the contrast, which will help as well, as you can see there, bringing me out. Now, I think in this case, contrast is helping me pop a little bit more. So I'm gonna boost that contrast. There we go. So you can already see how much of a massive difference that suddenly makes. Now, my face is feeling a little dark, and I want that to be a little lighter. So I'm gonna go hit it. I think my face is probably gonna fall under shadows. So I'm gonna increase the brightness of my face a smidgen there. Oh, that's affecting my jacket. So I'm going to bring up those shadows. And you see I've done that. The black on my jacket is now, and my beard has started to wash out. So I'm going to go down to blacks, and I'm still going to pull those blacks down again as well on top of that. There we go. So that's looking a heap better. Now I've got another conundrum, which is that the image is very yellow, which could look nice. Yeah, let's see what it looks like if I make this a little bit bluer, so it's not quite so yellow. If I go, see, this image looks maybe just subtly down, maybe -3 will look a little bit better. Still a little bit yellow because that yellow gives a nice color cast to the image. Okay, now I think that looks considerably better than the other one. Is there anything else I do? Now, if I zoom in on my face here, what I can see is that my face is looking a little anemic, like the coloration of my face. Now, that's a really hard thing to fix in these images. It's very hard for me to explain how to fix this without, I guess, getting stuck and getting hogged down. So I'm not going to fix that for now. I'm not going to do anything with it just because I want to keep this relatively simple guide for you guys to follow. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save that to device. Compared to the other one, it's much more contrasty. Now I'm popping much better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this one. Okay, so now in this shot, it's not a bad photo. There's a couple of things for me. first of all, everything's on a slant. And I know it sounds funny, but these things always matter. Let me just get that slant about right. See, it's got the grid line, so you can kind of line up the horizon. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now that my problem is I'm not really standing out from the background. I'm blending in, I'm not popping. How are we going to fix this on this photo? Well, as usual, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to try to kill some of the brightness on that background. And then the whites. Now that has affected my shirt, so we've got to be careful of that. But what we can do now is a little bit of magic. So there's another option that you can do here. If you click on the bottom left, what this allows me to do is allows me to selectively just edit one section of a photo. So if I click plus here to add a selection, this is the one, which is the paintbrush. So I'm going to brush on my selection, and I'm just going to brush the area that I want to affect as I make my edits. Okay, you got to be a little bit careful not to go too much into the ocean. I'm going to try to just, you can see where it's red is where it's going to edit. Okay, so just got to be careful not to edit too much outside of my face. So just very delicately going in there, trying to paint to make sure it's roughly just my body. Okay, so that's done now. So what we can do now that that's selected is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to light. And I'm going to first of all increase the exposure. You see if I expose, that's just me changing. Now if we do it too much, it's going to look crazy. Now the problem is, okay, let me put that down first. I'm going to try increasing the shadows then, which is doing a little bit to help. You got to be careful when you do the selective edits that you don't do anything too extreme. Here we go. So I'm starting to pop a little bit more. What shall we do? Get those blacks down so there's still contrast in my body. There we go. Then let me see. I think I still need to pop a little bit more. Oh. It's a little bit fiddly when I've got the recorder on at the same time. Okay, so bring me up like that. That looks much better. Now, another way to help me pop from the background would be to increase the color. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to, again, we're going to scroll down. I'm going to increase the saturation on me. Okay, you can even do more if we wanted. Okay, so now you can see that I'm starting to pop a lot more. Now I'm just doing it very quick and dirty. What I highly advise you guys do is actually zoom in and play around with the image and be much finer grain detail with how much you make sections pop. The other thing I might do again is kill that green over my right shoulder because it's pulling attention away from me. So I'm going to go away from selective edits. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, if you remember I did this trick in the other one, I went to color and then hit mix and then I selected, it could be yellow, you know, I think it's yellow. I'm going to click yellow and I'm going to desaturate the yellow. There we go. Taking that yellow out, killed that background green, right? So now I pop a lot better. So that is looking good. Click done. So that now you can see I'm popping a lot more than I was in the previous shot. This is looking much nicer. So again, I'm going to go here and I'm going to save to device. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these images up on Photo Feeler so you can see what kind of results I'm getting from the changes I just made. Now remember, this is a free app and I've done this really quickly just for the sake of the video. If you're really doing it for an online profile, take your time, be slow, and just fiddle around and see what works. So here we go. Let's have a look at the differences that I got. Change the results from the first photo. Have a look at this. Again, this is a really significant result. This was a really quick and dirty change. You could probably do a little bit better than this again. How about the second photo? And again, see, this is a nice change. This is the kind of thing that I want to be seeing in the shift in results because for a little bit of work, I'm getting a really big gain. And here's the third photo. Again, you can see a nice shift, a nice improvement. And again, this isn't like brown, great. This isn't like massive changes, but 10 to 15% is honestly can be the difference. If you're already close to the threshold, it can be the difference between getting 1 or 2 women liking you a day and 6 and 7 liking you a day, right? That 10-15% difference can make that kind of a jump, especially with your primary photo, because your primary photo, you've got to remember, is the one that women are deciding to swipe left on instantly or to look more into your profile. So that one is super critical. And if you just get like a little bit more women swiping right on you rather than left, It can make a radical change in the results that you get. So guys, let me know what you think. You've been asking me for a long time to make a video like this. Again, Tinder or Bumble online dating in general is a very complicated area to master. It's simple on the surface, but if you want to get killer results, it isn't hard if you know how. Now, I've got an online dating program, School of Online Dating, which you could actually get all of your money back for if you sign up while we've still got the apocalypse going on right now. Basically, you can sign up for the School of Online Dating, where I'll show you how to create profiles, get photos, how to write profile descriptions, how to match with women, how to get conversations that get them out on dates, and how to structure those dates. Everything about mastering the online dating process. You can get your money back. You sign up today, you pay in full. So long as you complete the program in 30 days, you'll get a link from me where you have the opportunity to request all of your money back, a partial refund or no refund at all, depending on your financial position. It's not depending on your happiness with the program. I know you're going to love it. It's about where you're at now. So you have the opportunity to do the program for free only while the virus is going on out there and everything's a little bit crazy. I know money's tight for a lot of guys, so you definitely want to take advantage of this. I'll throw a link up here or down in the comments below as well. As always, let me know, did you benefit from this video? Would you like to see more of these where I'm showing you how to edit your photos, how to get better photos for your profiles? Let me know for sure. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and definitely check out some of my other videos if you like them. This one, I reckon you'll like them as well. As always, take care, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.